cruise ships look effortless until you see how insiders dodge the traps. In 2026, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, MSC, and NCL are pushing dynamic pricing harder than ever. Ports are packed, free perks hide fees, and the worst blunders happen before you even smell the buffet. Picture this. You board late, miss muster details, pay surge prices for Wi-Fi, choose the wrong cabin, and your shore excursion vanishes. Day 1, ruined. Most passengers think it's bad luck. It's not. It's preventable. Today, I'm exposing 19 cruise blunders smart travelers must avoid, with fixes you can use tonight. Stay to the end. Secret number 7 shocks even loyal cruisers. 1. Booking the wrong week. Peak price trap. The week you sail can quietly wreck your budget and your sanity. Most passengers think a school break is perfect timing. The truth is it's perfect timing for the cruise line's profits, not your experience. A family books Carnival over spring break because it matches PTO. They grab what looks like a mid-tier fare. Embarkation day, the Lido buffet is shoulder to shoulder. Specialty dining is waitlisted until the final sea day. The Serenity adults-only deck fills by 9 a.m. Pool chairs? Reserved at dawn. Then the kicker, dynamic pricing. Their deluxe beverage package jumped since last week's sale. Wi-Fi is up too. Shore excursions show limited, so they panic buy the last bus to the beach. By dinner, they've spent hundreds more and feel like they're competing for every minute of calm. Peak weeks mean higher fares, crowded venues, longer guest services lines, sold-out shows, and overbooked kids' clubs. Your relaxing cruise turns into a queue marathon. You pay more, get less, and leave with the impression cruising isn't for you when you just chose the wrong week. Aim for shoulder seasons, late January to early February, late August to mid-September, or early December. Search midweek departures where demand is softer. On Royal Caribbean and MSC, track pricing for drink packages and Wi-Fi before final payment. Then cancel and rebuy when it dips. Cross-check multiple school calendars, US plus UK, and avoid their overlaps. If you must travel peak, pick larger ships with more venues, pre-book shows and dining in the app, and target itineraries with 2 port days back-to-back to spread the crowds. 2. Picking the wrong home port, air and transfer sinkhole. The cheapest cruise fare isn't the cheapest trip once you add flights, hotels, and transfers. Most passengers focus on the per-person rate. The truth is the home port you choose can silently add hundreds before you even see the gangway. You spot an amazing MSC fare round-trip Galveston. You book it. 2 months later, flights from your city jump because a festival hits Houston. Your savings evaporate. You land late, miss the last shared shuttle, and surge pricing pushes your rideshare to $1.70. Now you repaying for an unplanned airport hotel, plus breakfast, plus early rideshare to the pier. On embarkation morning, highway traffic stalls. You arrive tense and behind your boarding group. Luggage drop is chaos. You start day 1 already exhausted, and you still haven't added return day risks if disembarkation runs long. Bad homeport math can add $300 to $900 to a deal. Increase your chance of missing all aboard, and steal the buffer you need when flights slip. It also limits your dining and show options on day 1 because you relate to every queue. You'll associate cruising with stress when it was a planning issue, not a cruise problem. Price the trip door to dock. Add airfare, with baggage, pre-cruise hotel, transfers, tips, and post-cruise transport before choosing a sailing. Favor flight-rich ports, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Los Angeles, Seattle, for competitive fares and frequent schedules. Fly in 1 day early, always. Compare cruise line air with late arrival protection against DIY plus a buffer. Book refundable flights or use points for flexibility. On tight budgets, chase drivable homeports first, then pick the ship, not the other way around. 3. Ignoring the cabin map, noise, vibration, and light. Cabin location beats cabin category. Pick wrong, and you'll pay for it every night. Most passengers think a balcony is a balcony. The truth is, one bad deck placement can sabotage your sleep, your mood, and your entire itinerary. Real story. A couple grabs a guaranteed balcony on NCL to save $120. Sounds smart until assignment day. Their stateroom lands directly under the buffet galley. At 5 a.m., carts roll. At 11 p.m., tray stacks clatter. On sea days, the The pool band's base leaks through the ceiling. On port mornings, anchor chain rumbles them awake. Blackout curtains help, but the hallway light floods under the door because they're near a crew stairwell. By day 3, they've missed their early shore excursion because they were zombies at breakfast. They start medicating with extra coffees and paid naps in a thermal suite just to cope, spending more to enjoy less. Poor rest compounds. You'll be irritable, you'll skip shows you booked, and you'll burn sea days trying to recover. Motion is harsher forward and aft. Noise is worse under pools, theaters, and galleys. Vibration and anchor noise punish bow areas on tender mornings. A deal cabin can become the most expensive decision you make. Study deck plans and sandwich your cabin between 2 decks of staterooms, quiet zone. Avoid directly under the lido/pool, above theaters/clubs, and next to crew doors or elevators. If motion sensitive, choose midship on a lower deck. Check for overhangs and obstructions on Oasis/Excel class that affect sun and privacy. If booking a guarantee, call right after assignment to request a move within the same category. Polite persistence often works. Bring a door sweep, rolled towel, soft earplugs, and a non-surge USB hub to keep devices charged without relying on noisy outlets near the door. 4. Skipping travel insurance or buying the wrong kind. One medical hiccup at sea can cost more than your entire cruise. Most passengers think, "I'm healthy, I'll be fine." The truth is even minor issues get expensive fast when you're offshore and out of network. Real case. A couple sailing Royal Caribbean books a cheap Caribbean itinerary and declines insurance to save $140. On a Cozumel ATV tour, she slips on wet limestone. Nothing dramatic, just pain and swelling. The ship's medical center can assess, but imaging ashore is faster, so they're referred to a local clinic. Shipboard medical is pay-as-you-go. Private tours aren't covered by most domestic plans, and emergency evacuation can reach 5 figures. Cruise line protection may be secondary coverage or credit-based, leaving you to chase reimbursements. A missed connection or a 24-hour delay can cascade into hotel, meals, and rebooking fees you didn't budget for. Buy third-party, primary travel insurance within 10 to 14 days of deposit to capture pre-existing condition waivers. Confirm coverage for trip interruption, delay, medical, evacuation, and supplier default. Keep the hotline and policy PDF offline on your phone. Carry a printed summary to the gangway, and photograph receipts the moment anything goes wrong. 5. Boarding day chaos. Late arrival, no essentials. Embarkation is where most cruises start going wrong, and you feel it for days. Most passengers think, "We'll just roll up before final boarding." The truth is the last hour rush is a stress trap that wrecks day 1. Picture this. You cut it close flying into Miami for a Carnival sailing. The airport shuttle stalls in traffic. At the terminal, the security line snakes outside. Your boarding group has already been called, so you rush. Cabins aren't ready, so your suitcases vanish with the porters while your meds, swimsuits, and chargers sit inside them. You're hot, hungry, and holding passports, a tote, and nothing useful. The Lido buffet is gridlock. Every table is saved. Muster countdown pings your phone while you're still juggling lunch and a photo op. You miss a dining time correction, forget to book shows in the app, and by sail away you're dehydrated, sunburned, and already annoyed. That mood bleeds into the first dinner, where a host can't fix your seating because you missed the early window. Boarding day chaos robs the first 6 hours, the crucial setup time for dining, shows, spa passes, kids club registration, and Wi-Fi. When you start frazzled, you overpay to fix things, extra drinks, cabana rentals, last-minute upsells, and miss reservations that shape your whole week. Stress at the start becomes regret at the end. Do this instead. Arrive one day early, get to the terminal inside your assigned window, and carry on a slim embarkation kit. Passports, meds, swimwear, sunscreen, a power bank, refillable bottle, and one outfit. Then knock out e-muster book dining and shows in the app, eat in the main dining room or a lesser-known venue, Blue Iguana Park Cafe, and start your cruise calm and 2 steps ahead. 6. Misunderstanding dynamic pricing, packages, Wi-Fi, dining. Cruise add-ons don't have fixed prices. Buy on the wrong day and you'll overpay, guaranteed. Most passengers think the drink package is the drink package. The truth is cruise lines float prices like airfare, and they change weekly, even daily. Real story. 2 friends book Royal Caribbean within minutes of each other. One watches the planner for 3 weeks and grabs the deluxe beverage package during a weekend sale at $69 per day. The other waits until boarding and pays $94 per day. Same ship, same week. $175 difference for the cruise. Wi-Fi does the same dance. $14.99 one week, $19.99 the next. On MSC, a couple buys the wrong tier, Easy instead of Easy Plus, then discovers their favorite cocktails aren't included. They start playing menu math at every bar, ordering to hit value, and end up drinking more than they wanted just to justify the purchase. Specialty dining? The Embarkation kiosk pushes a deal that's still higher than pre-cruise bundles that sold out 2 days earlier. Dynamic pricing punishes passive buyers. You'll blow hundreds before day 2, then spend the rest of the cruise trying to make it worth it. That mindset steals time from shows, pools, and port days, and you still leave with bill shock. Track planner prices weekly from deposit to final payment, buy when they dip, and cancel/rebuy if the price drops again pre-sailing. Match your habits to the right tier, MSC. Easy versus Easy Plus. NCL. Package versus a la carte. Run a 2-minute break-even check. Coffees plus waters plus drinks you'll actually have. Bundle specialty dining pre-cruise. And, if unsure, board with nothing and pounce only if an embarkation sale beats your screenshots. 7. Trusting ship time without triple checking. Ship time and local port time can be different, and that mismatch is how smart travelers get burned. Most passengers think their phone will just update. The truth is your phone might jump to local time while the ship stays on departure port time, and your tour clock is now lying to you. Real story. You're on a Royal Caribbean sailing with a Nassau morning call. The captain announces, "We remain on Miami time." You hear it, nod, and head ashore. Your phone quietly flips to Bahamas time. Your independent snorkel meets at 10 o'clock. You stroll up at what your phone says is 9:48, grab a coffee, and take pictures by the straw market. At 9:59, you jog to the pier and watch the boat pulling away. Their waiver clearly said ship time. No refund. You try to salvage the morning with a taxi to a beach club, but the return line at the pier is a zoo. Now you're racing the all aboard with wet gear and a rising panic. Back on board, guest services can't do anything. The tour operator won't budge. You just paid premium for a 12-minute boat ride and a bad story. Missed tours mean wasted port days, wasted deposits, and a stress spiral that ruins the afternoon. Worse, a time slip on the return can mean sprinting for the gangway or watching your ship sail without you. Cruise lines wait for their tours. They don't wait for you. Lock your phone's clock, add a manual ship time, world clock, confirm the time with guest services the night before, tell third-party operators, we follow ship time. Wear a cheap analog watch set to ship time, and build a 60-minute buffer before all aboard, always. 8. Buffet and dining fumbles, lines, quality, and upsells. Day 1 buffet is a trap, crowds, lukewarm food, and sneaky upsells that steal your first hours. Most passengers think the Lido buffet is the only option. The truth is the best embarkation meals are hiding in plain sight, and they're calmer, faster, and better. Real story. You board a Carnival ship right at noon. The buffet looks familiar, so you join the snake of trays. By the time you find a table, your fries are soft, your drink machine is out of ice, and a crew member pitches a specialty dinner deal that's still pricier than pre-cruise bundles you missed. Meanwhile, across the ship, the main dining room quietly serves a proper lunch with real plates, water already poured, and zero elbow wars. On Royal Caribbean, Park Cafe pumps out roast beef sandwiches in a cool, half-empty nook. On MSC, the Yacht Club restaurant is a ghost town at Embarkation. No lines, no noise, just a stress reset. You spend 40 minutes in traffic, 10 more hunting seats, and now you're late for e-muster and show reservations. The first vacation meal feels like a mall food court. The buffet bottleneck torpedoes your setup window. You miss app-only show times, spa passes, kids club registration, and prime pool chairs. Worse, day 1 upsells push you into packages you didn't research, locking an overspend before you unpack. Skip the buffet on Embarkation. Head straight to the main dining room, Park Cafe, /El Loco Fresh, /Blue Iguana, or a low-key included venue. Reserve specialty dining for port days at off hours. Use the app to watch wait times, Fill your water bottle from bar staff instead of crowding the soda machines, and lock dining and show reservations before your first bite. 9. Overpaying for ship tours when DIY is better. Convenience is costly. Ship-sponsored tours can charge a heavy premium for the same experience. Most passengers think booking through the cruise line is safer. The truth is you often pay more for bigger groups, less flexibility, and the exact same beach, reef, or ruins. Real story. You're in Cozumel on a Royal Caribbean sailing. The app shows a beach break with lunch at $89 per person. Sounds easy. You tap buy for a family of 4, $356 gone. On shore, your bus loads late and stops at 2 souvenir traps. At the beach, you're parked with 200 other cruisers on the same package, waiting for plastic nachos and thimble margaritas. Meanwhile, another couple took a $25 taxi to a well-reviewed beach club, paid a $15 day pass, and sat oceanfront with legit tacos, shade, and fast Wi-Fi. They left when they wanted, skipped the trinket shops, and still spent less than half. Back on board, your kids ask why their friends swam with fewer crowds and got better food for less money. That's a tough debrief. Ship tours trade money for predictability, but you sacrifice control and value. Over a week, those premiums can run hundreds. On busy ports, you'll burn an hour just loading buses. In tender ports, ship tours get first boats ashore, leaving DIY travelers with the scraps of morning prime time. Price your day door to door, taxi plus entry plus food. Book reputable third-party operators with on-time guarantees and solid reviews. Choose DIY for peer-adjacent sites and ship tours only when morning tenders or long. Complex routes make timing critical, and always pad your return by 90 minutes so you never have to sprint for the gangway. 10. Ignoring cabin climate and power reality. Your cabin SAC and power don't work like a hotel, and ignoring that will ruin your nights. Most passengers think, I'll just crank the thermostat and plug everything in. The truth is many modern ships use motion sensors and keycard slots that cut power and relax the AC while you re-out. Real story. You resailing MSC and return from a hot port day ready for a cold shower and a nap. You open the door and get a wall of warm air. The thermostat's on cool, but the system eased off because your keycard wasn't in the slot. Your CPAP battery is blinking red. Camera batteries are dead. The tiny fridge is barely cool, and your insulin pen feels questionably warm. You call for help. The steward explains the energy saver system and offers extra ice. Kind, but not a fix. That evening, you set the temperature lower, then head to the show. The room warms again. By night 3, you're sleeping light, waking groggy, and paying for triple espressos just to keep up with early shore calls. You didn't come on vacation to manage a climate puzzle. Poor sleep and dead devices cascade into missed breakfasts, cranky kids, and forgetting reservations. Medical gear needs reliable power and stable temps. When your cabin can't hold a chill or a charge, you overpay for solutions. Thermal sweet naps, specialty coffees, and last-minute chargers from the gift shop. Bring a non-surge USB hub and long cables. Keep curtains closed on sunny sea days. Ask your steward to check the fridge temp if you store meds. Request an extra duvet or a small fan if you run warm. Use an old loyalty card to keep power on while you're showering or stepping out briefly, and charge critical devices before leaving for shows or dinner. 11. Picking the wrong drink strategy. The wrong drink plan turns relaxation into expensive homework. Most passengers think a package means freedom. The truth is, if your itinerary is port-heavy or your habits are lighter, you'll pay more for pressure than for drinks. Real story. You and a friend sail NCL on a 7-nighter with 5 port days. At booking, the unlimited package looks like a no-brainer. Embarkation day, you celebrate hard. 2 cocktails, a glass of wine, specialty coffee. Great start. But here's the catch. On port days, you're ashore 6 to 8 hours. By Salaway, you're sun-tired. You sip a soda at the pool, maybe a beer at dinner, and crash after the show. You never hit the break-even. Meanwhile, your table mates on Royal Caribbean skipped the package, used diamond vouchers for a couple of evening drinks, bought a cafe card for specialty coffees, and grabbed the occasional a la carte cocktail when they truly wanted one. Their bill? Smaller. Their mindset? Happier, because they weren't forcing another margarita to get value. On MSC, another couple buys the easy package, then discovers their favorite frozen drinks aren't included. Cue the upsell dance at every bar and the awkward, "Is this covered?" question that steals the vibe. The wrong plan costs $150 to $300 plus per person per week and replaces spontaneity with scorekeeping. You'll drink on a schedule, skip shows to hit value, and walk off feeling gamed by fine print. Audit your real habits: coffees, waters, sodas, beers, cocktails, wine. Then run a 60-second break even for your C/port mix. On Carnival, weigh cheers against port-heavy routes. On MSC, match Easy versus Easy Plus to your actual drinks. Leverage loyalty freebies, Royal Diamond, and CL Latitudes. Pounce on pre-cruise sales you've price-tracked, or skip packages entirely and buy a cafe card plus bottled water bundle for maximum flexibility. 12. Failing to reserve entertainment and activities. Big ship headliners and thrills sell out before you unpack. Waiting costs you the best of the cruise. Most passengers think they can just show up. The truth is the app inventory for Aqua Theater, ice shows, comedy, Ifly, North Star, laser tag, and go-karts can vanish days, sometimes weeks, before sailing. Real story. A family boards an Oasis-class ship buzzing about the high dive show. They stroll the promenade, grab lunch, and figure they'll book later. By 4 p.m., every prime Aqua Theater slot is waitlist only. Comedy club? Standing room. The kids want laser tag. First openings are on the last night, right when suitcases need packing. They try standby and queue 45 minutes in a hallway while the youngest melts down. When they finally get seated, the view is partial, and dad can't sit with them because their party was split across rows. Meanwhile, their neighbors booked everything the moment reservations opened in the app. They re-gliding from ice show to early dinner to Aqua Theater with 0 lines and built-in buffers for photos and bedtime. Same ship, completely different experience. Missing signature shows means you skip the very highlights you paid for. Poor timing ripples into dinner, kids' club check-ins, and bedtime routines. You'll overspend on arcade time and bars to fill gaps, then leave feeling like the ship wasn't worth it when the real issue was timing. The moment booking opens, reserve headliners, Ifly/North Star, laser tag, skating, comedy, and escape rooms. On Embarkation, recheck the app at midnight ship time for drops. Arrive 25 to 30 minutes early for best seats. Split adults to work multiple standby lines when needed. Keep your party together at scanning, and anchor your week around showtimes. Then layer dining, spa, and kids club around those immovable highlights. 13. Treating muster as a box check. Muster isn't a formality. It's the 5 minutes that can save your entire cruise. Most passengers think e-muster is tap, watch, done. The truth is skimming the video and skipping the walkthrough leaves you clueless when it actually matters. Real story. A couple boards Royal Caribbean, knocks out the e-muster on their phone, and heads straight for Salaway. They never visit the assembly station, never note the route, and definitely don't read the seasickness and emergency tips. 2 days later, the ship hits a choppy front. Elevators pause. A general announcement asks guests to avoid forward open decks. Our couple is in a show lounge, starts to feel green, and decides to get fresh air. Exactly the wrong move in wind and spray. They wander, doors auto-close, and now they're stuck in a crowded corridor while one of them fights nausea. Later that night, their child loses the muster wristband, and at Kid S Club pick up their SA delay re-tagging because they don't remember their assigned station. Stress piles up over something they should have practiced when the ship was calm. In an actual alert, hesitation wastes seconds, and seconds create bottlenecks. Not knowing your station, route, or backup route can separate your family, trigger panic, and turn a minor incident into a nightmare. Even outside emergencies, ignoring basic guidance means motion sickness, avoidable clinic visits, and missed shows because you're recovering. Complete e-muster immediately after boarding. Physically walk the route to your assembly station. Memorize the station letter and deck. Confirm kid wristbands and pickup rules. Note life jacket locations and seasickness remedies. Snap a photo of the station sign for your phone, and review the plan with your group so everyone can reach the station calmly and automatically within 2 minutes. 14. Poor tender port strategy. Tender ports compress your entire morning, and without a plan, you'll lose the best hours ashore. Most passengers think, we'll just grab the next boat. The truth is tender tickets, sea conditions, and ship priority queues can erase half your day before your feet touch sand. Picture this. You're in Grand Cayman on a Carnival sailing with a 7:30 a.m. arrival. You sleep in, grab a buffet plate, then wander to the theater for Tinder tickets at 9:20. The first waves were reserved for ship excursions, so your group gets C10, estimated 60 to 75 minutes. By the time you board a Tinder, it's hot, choppy, and you've gulped more diesel fumes than breakfast coffee. Your independent snorkel met at 10:15 by the blue kiosk. You step onto the pier at 10:32. The boat, gone. The operator offers a later slot with a shorter route or a partial refund that won't cover your taxi to the backup beach club. You salvage what you can, but crowds are thicker, chairs pricier, and your return Tinder line snakes down the dock. Anxiety spikes. Miss this Tinder, and you're watching sail away from shore. Tinder missteps waste prepaid excursions. Add $50 to $150 in Plan B, taxis, and day passes, and turn relaxed port time into clock watching. Weather delays are common. Ship tours jump the line. DIY travelers eat the slack. Book ship tours only when a morning Tinder is critical. Otherwise, plan afternoon DIY. Pick up the earliest Tinder tickets the night before. Eat breakfast before your call. Meet DIY operators near the pier, not across town. Wear C-bands if you're motion-prone, and build a 90-minute buffer before all aboard so you never sprint the dock or beg for a last boat. 15. Overpacking and underpacking the right gear. Too much luggage shrinks your cabin and your patience, while the tiny items you skipped cost you the most. Most passengers think, I'll bring options. The truth is extra outfits eat square footage, and the small, cheap tools you forgot would have saved hours and money. You roll into an MSC balcony with 2 giant suitcases, a garment bag, and a beach tote. There's one narrow closet, a few drawers, and no place for the empty bags once you unpack. Swimsuits drape over chairs. Lanyards, sunscreen, and cabin keys migrate from nightstand to desk to floor. You brought 3 formal looks, but forgot magnetic hooks. Now towels, wet rash guards, and hats pile onto the tiny sofa. On day 3, you're ironing a shirt on Salaway because your wrinkle-release spray didn't make the cut. At the buffet, you buy a $24 ship-branded spray and a $19 sun hat you already own at home. Shore days are worse. You repack a new tote every morning, hunting for cash, IDs, and lip balm while the Tinder time ticks away. The mess becomes a mood. Clutter steals minutes from every transition, breakfast to pier, pool to show to dinner. Disorganization triggers impulse purchases, chargers, spray, hats, extra teas, at port or onboard markups. Crowded floors create tripping hazards in rough seas. And the stress of where is that thing quietly drains the joy you paid for. Pack light and smart. Pre-make port day kits in gallon zip bags, ID, small cash, cards, sunscreen stick, lip balm, wipes. Bring magnetic hooks, a collapsible laundry hamper, wrinkle-release spray, a non-surge USB hub, long charge cables, and a small first aid kit. Limit shoes to versatile pairs. Use packing cubes to assign drawers fast, and slide empty suitcases under the bed within 30 minutes of boarding so your cabin stays calm and functional. 16. Neglecting loyalty and status matches. You're paying for perks you've already earned because you never linked or matched your status. Most passengers think loyalty takes years. The truth is cruise lines and hotels often status match you into benefits on your very next sailing. A couple sails Royal Caribbean, proudly Emerald. Free drinks vouchers, small discounts, nice. They book MSC because the fare is killer. They never read the fine print about MSC's status match program. Embarkation day in Miami. They wait in the general line, buy a Wi-Fi package at full price, and pay for a specialty coffee each afternoon. Midweek, they meet seatmates who matched Marriott and Royal status to MSC Gold, walked through a shorter check-in, enjoyed a plate of chocolates on arrival, shaved 10% off onboard purchases, and got laundry perks that saved a suitcase load of packing. Same ship, same week. Hundreds in difference, plus time saved in lines. Another family on Carnival forgets to link cabins under one account. Half the party's dining and photo perks don't apply. So they spend the first night at guest services fixing what a 2-minute pre-cruise step would be solved. Unclaimed loyalty means you overpay for Wi-Fi, photos, drinks, and laundry, waste prime time in embarkation queues, and miss priority seating or tender privileges on port days. Across a 7-nighter, that's real money and momentum lost. Value you should have had from the first minute on board. Before you book, status match hotel/airline/cruise tiers to lines like MSC. Link every cabin to the same loyalty profile. Load the app and verify perks populate before sale day. Ask guest services to reconcile points on night 1 and plan purchases, Wi-Fi, dining, photos, around your tier discounts so you stop paying full price for benefits you already own. 17. Believing all-inclusive means everything. All-inclusive doesn't include everything, and that misunderstanding is why bills explode on the last night. Most passengers think once you've paid the fare, you can forget the wallet. The truth is cruise lines carve out profitable exclusions: specialty coffee, premium ice creams, room service fees, classes, some fitness sessions, and late-night bites. Real story. You're on Carnival with family and fall into an easy rhythm. Cappuccinos after breakfast, gelato by the pool, a couple of room service snacks while getting ready for shows. None of it feels extravagant until the statement prints. Those $4, $7 coffees added up to $90. The late-night snack carried a delivery fee. Your team took a sushi rolling class that wasn't included. On Royal Caribbean, you order 2 included desserts at a specialty venue. Turns out they're a la carte. On MSC, you assume bottled water is free outside the dining room. It isn't. Meanwhile, your table mates map the included options on day 1. Grab brewed coffee in the main dining room, hit the soft-serve machines, and use the free continental breakfast instead of ordering a $9 tray to the cabin. Same ship, same week. Their bill lands soft. Yours, not so soft. Real story. Nickel and dime surprises breed resentment and force you into awkward decisions mid-vacation. Skip the latte you want, or keep spending and stress later. Small charges compound fast when multiplied by days and people. Read the app's what's included versus extra list on day 1. Use the main dining room for breakfast on port mornings. Grab free soft serve and brewed coffee instead of paid cafes. Refill a bottle with bar water. Schedule paid extras, pizza or gelato classes, premium desserts, on a single day you budget for, and set a daily onboard spend cap so you enjoy treats intentionally, not accidentally. 18. Underestimating motion and medical access. Even stable megaships can rock, and ignoring that reality can wipe out 2 days. Most passengers think modern stabilizers make seasickness a relic. The truth is wind, current, and open water stretches can turn top decks into a sway factory. Real story. You book NCL for the views and choose a forward, high-deck balcony. Day 2 brings a breezy front. The bow rises and falls just enough to mess with your inner ear. You push through breakfast, then commit the classic mistake: greasy buffet plate and a sugary cocktail by the pool. 15 minutes later, the world tilts. You bail on your morning trivia, skip the ropes course the kids begged for, and crash in a dark cabin. Someone says fresh air helps, so you try the promenade, get blasted by wind, and feel worse. By afternoon, you're dehydrated, anxious about dinner, and wondering if the medical center can just give you something. You find it's open, but visits are fee-based and the queue grows after rough patches. Now you're choosing between paying to feel normal or losing another night. Motion sickness steals sea days, torpedoes paid activities, and specialty dinners, and can lead to medical bills you didn't plan for. A bad first bout also creates fear. You start avoiding shows and top-deck fun on days that would been fine. If motion sensitive, book midship on a low deck. Start OTC remedies before forecasted rough seas. Eat light, dry crackers, ginger candy, green apples. Hydrate with water and electrolyte packets. Avoid heavy buffet items and strong cocktails until you're steady. Locate the medical center in hours on day 1 and pack C-bands plus non-drowsy meds so you stabilize fast without sacrificing your night. 19. Disembarkation day misfires. The final morning decides whether you glide home or pay for chaos. Most passengers think, we'll be fine, our flight's mid-morning. The truth is customs, traffic, and small bottlenecks stack up fast, and one slip can cost you hundreds. Picture this. You're finishing a Royal Caribbean cruise docking in Miami. Your flight from Fort Lauderdale is at 10:30 a.m. Totally doable. You told yourself on booking day. You chose checked luggage tags instead of self-assist because sleeping in sounded nice. But here's the catch. A late arrival compresses disembarkation. Your color tag gets called 40 minutes behind schedule. The elevator queue snakes. In the terminal, one passport scanner hiccups and the line stalls. Outside, rideshare surge pricing hits. Your driver is 18 minutes away. I-95 shows a fender bender, so your ETA slips again. At security, a family ahead has water bottles in their bags. Boarding closes in 12 minutes. The gate agent shakes their head. You're rerouted on a late afternoon flight with a change fee. You buy airport lunches you didn't plan for, and the glow of a great week fades in the fluorescent light of Concourse E. Disembarkation friction turns savings into penalties, change fees, higher fares, meals, and lost time. It also leaves a sour final impression that colors the entire cruise in hindsight. The last 4 hours can erase 7 days of wins if you gamble the timeline. If you can carry everything, choose self-assist early walk-off, book flights after 1:30 p.m. later if changing airports. Complete balances and print documents the night before. Eat a calm MDR breakfast rather than battling the buffet. Set a backup ride, shuttle, or reserve car in case rideshare surges. And keep meds, passports, and a clean outfit in your day bag so you exit fast, fresh, and firmly on schedule. Cruising in 2026 rewards the planner, not the passenger who wings it. You just learned how insiders dodge the big money traps. Choose shoulder weeks, pick quiet midship cabins by real insurance lock ship time. Skip the day one buffet, reserve headliners, early master tenders, pack light. But smart, use loyalty matches and know what's truly included. Most cruisers think these wins are nice to haves. The truth is they decide whether your week feels effortless or expensive. Here's your move. Screenshot the tips that hit home. Open your cruise app tonight and lock shows, dining, and any price-watched add-ons. Build buffers into flights and port days. Share this with your cabin mates so everyone rows the same direction. If this saved you time or money, tap like, subscribe, and drop your worst cruise blunder in the comments. I'll troubleshoot a few on camera next week.